Oh, she's a bit scummy after that. Did it just fine though, and still working. I'm quite happy with this platform. It actually takes being wet better than I thought it would. If you didn't catch it recently, I did a video on my FMS LC80. It's an FCX18. I really like this thing, and it's gone heavy for towing. I had to add a tow hitch to it. I really like this car. See the description for that one. But FMS has sent me the newest version of this, which is their brushless black edition. The FMS FCX18 LC80 with a 1212 Outrunner in it, but they look the same. Let me show you what comes with it. So next to each other, they are very similar. A lot of the stuff on this car is the same, even down to the manual, which I think it is actually the same manual, except for the V2, it's the same kind of manual. Top comes off with 4 screws, and the biggest difference I see externally is that we've got tinted windows here and not tinted here. This one came with an interior and a driver. This does not. Now, between you and me, I accidentally ordered the wrong interior for a car not too long ago, and it happened to be the interior for the LC80, this very car. So I didn't plan to get this car. FMS sent it to me for review. I'm not being paid for this review, but it's been sent to me to share with you guys. No strings attached. I can say whatever I like about this car, which is one of my main points for any review I do. So obviously take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, because I am technically an influencer, but I give you my word. I will always be honest with you first, and I will burn bridges with manufacturers over this. That's just, I've already made that commitment, and I'm sticking to it. Underneath, the running gear is still very much the same. So you've got to ignore all the brass on this guy and the extra shiny bits, because I've added them afterwards. Plastic drive shaft, and this had plastic until it was replaced. But look, this comes with stainless steel links throughout, which is nice. The upper 3-point links are still plastic. Now there's an interesting cover here. It looks like the SRS laser type of 3D printing. Not particularly strong, but good enough, you know. The brushless 1212 Outrunner motor is underneath there, whereas the brushed motor sits back here. So it's the same transmission on both machines, same little shifting servo, same steering servo with servo saver. Now the bull bar on this original guy, when I picked the car up, I picked it up like this one day and it just snapped off in my hands. I'm not going to do that with this, although I think I'd get away with it because it's not covered in brass, but that's something to be aware of. I kind of wish that this wasn't tinted, because when I add the interior, you're not going to be able to see it, but I'm going to add it anyway because I've got it. Battery lives in here. It's the same battery as in the other FCX18 range. It's a 900 milliamp hour 2S LiPo. Now, I've heard tell of some people talking about 3S for this system. There's nothing in this manual about 3S, only 2S. So we're only going to run the 2S it comes with. It's a 2 amp USB charger. So another nice thing about this is the old one, I had to drill and install my own towing hitch. They've updated the bumper here, and it's got a receiver for a tow hitch, which is included in the pack. I'm really happy about that. So they've not only included a tow hitch, but they've made it so that it doesn't hurt your departure angle, which is 31 degrees from memory. So the cars are arguably better off with the new one rather than the old one. I'm quite happy about that. Now this has had quite a lot of mass added to it because it is a tow vehicle, but the suspension is still the same great suspension, and I haven't actually had to update it despite the weight. A lot of it's unsprung weight, you see. It's thumb screw adjustable, oil-filled shocks, and they're aluminium through and through, or aluminum, and they're riding on Portal axles. So look, it's broadly the same car. I love that the lights are populated. I love that it comes with all the little extra bits and pieces. I'm really just excited to see what this can do. Now, it doesn't weigh much. It feels really, really light. Oh, look how nice the suspension is. It feels really light compared to this hefty thing, but I've made this guy intentionally heavy, again, for towing. I wouldn't really recommend going this hard with brass, but I did it so that it could tow. This guy, not so much. We'll keep him largely stock. I might put some heavier wheels on. I don't know. I might even put these wheels on it, actually, because between you and me, I'd like some lower, closer offset ones that cover this. So maybe 1.3s on this. Anyway, quick look at what else you get. There's a little sticker sheet of entertaining little stickers and stuff. Basic tools to make some modifications, and your wheel wrench. That's broadly it. Same radio as what we've seen, and these versions keep on ticking up. This is a version 6. You got lights, you got 2-speed, which is including neutral. And we have drive style, battery type, and drag brake adjustment on those dip switches, steering and throttle reverse, and the standard dual rate and trims. And that's it. Now, the one thing I like about these little wheels, this is the FlySky BS range of radios, which means you get the lovely weighted wheel. Yeah, it's plastic, but it just has such a pleasing weight to it, and it's quite reachable, comfortable in my hand, comfortable for kids as well. These are great radios. I like them. Right, 4 triple A's by the way. It's a pretty box. And it is otherwise the same kind of pack as what this thing comes in. If you're going to go heavily mudding, I'd usually suggest brushed, and these motors are easy to replace. These things are still waterproof, but you get silt in it and you're going to be in for a bad time. So while I plug this in, I'll thank my channel members. Here they are on screen. These are the Scratch Build guys, the top of 3 tiers. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. If you're in the Scratch Build, you get your name on every video. I also thank my other 2 tiers of supporters. The middle and top tiers get to see these videos before they're released to the public. To all 3, thank you so much for your support. Alright, so we're going to hit this radio on. Power's on. Power button. Now let me show you something about these servos. Okay, so I'm pressing down and the tires are squished. There's plenty of strength and no fade in this thing. Now it's got a servo saver on the servo, but so when I'm restricting it, you'll see that's the servo saver working, but it's quite good. Now lights off, button press, maybe hold it a bit longer. There we go. So one thing I'm going to do, having been an 80 series owner, is see how the indicators are there? Those indicators are where the headlights usually are. So I'm going to move these headlights out, and I might put a second set there, and then I'm going to move the indicators to the outside, maybe with a little bit of drilling. In the rear, we've got reverse, which is red, it should be white, and we've got indicators. So thankfully, in the roof here, there's a light control box in the roof there. Back 6, brake 5, head 4, DRL 3, CLR2, CLR1. So we can probably get clear white reverse lights here. We can get running rear lights. There's just going to be a bit of mucking around and possibly some drilling and gluing to work that out. But I'd like to get a more fully featured function light system. This thing is, I've left it stock, except I've added some rock crawler lights. Everything that fits the FCX18 LC80 will fit this, aside from motor upgrades, of course. Now we're in second. Plenty of pep, right? But even in second, the nice thing about these Outrunners is even on a slope, you've still got nice low speed control. Now there should be some cogging if I make it hard. That's called cogging. It's trying to go forward and it can't. A censored motor would stop that. All I do is I add a bit more throttle and you'll see it'll start to go. There she goes. Put it in low and you will not have that problem. That's what the gearing does for you. Now if you really stop it, eventually you'll get cogging. But that's a brushless system for you, and you do have neutral. Right, let's drive. The first thing you're going to find about this car if you drive it is it's a little on the top heavy side. Snookered. Oh no, there we go. So some weight down low wouldn't hurt this. And I don't advise adding a lot of weight on wheels for comp crawlers, but for this kind of crawler, yes. Those heavy brass wheels are not a bad way to go. Get some brass under it. Not a lot, mind you, but it does need some just to help it with stability for anything where things aren't quite stable. Plenty of flex in there as well. This water's kind of gross. Do we get this lovely car wet? I'm not sure I really want to. So these Outrunners don't like this. They'll take it, but they don't like it. We nearly rolled then. It gets quite deep quite quickly. Now there's silt everywhere. That's not great for this little Outrunner. Not great at all. Changing into first. Gonna take it easy. I don't really want to roll, to be honest. Suspension's doing its thing, look at that. Still got lovely low speed control even as we come through it. Beautiful. Back in a second, because why not? Now it's at full beans. He's having a great time. It went over the bonnet, over the hood. So look, it'll take getting wet obviously. If you had any doubt, now you know, it'll do it. It is possible for this car to stop working though after all this water. But you can wash it out, blow it dry, and you're generally good to go. Now, FMS, thank you for sending me this car. I did not pay for it, but they also did not require anything of me except to share it with my audience. And that's actually how a good collaboration works, because if they were requiring things of me, that would be an advertisement and they would need to be paying me for it. And then I can make that choice whether I'm for sale as an advertiser or not. This video is not being seen by FMS before it comes to you. It's not being edited by them, nothing like that. So I can say whatever I like, and I will. So having said that, what don't I like about it? Well, I don't like the tinted windows and I don't like that there's no interior. I don't like that it tips quite easily. I think that's about it for what I don't like. Oh, and there's lights, the positioning of the lights. I'd love to see some reverse lights and get the headlights in the right spot. Everything else, though, about this car, I think they've actually achieved what they've set out to do. It looks brilliant. I love the idea of the matte black finish. People actually do that themselves to make their real cars look like this. I think it's quite good. The Outrunner's quite decent. It doesn't like getting silty or muddy, but it certainly can handle it. It's not great for them, but these are not super high-speed cars, you know. Get them really messed up and they're still going to come good with some cleaning. Get some weight under it though. So if you buy this, be prepared to spend a bit more on fixing the mass underneath, getting it just a little bit less top heavy. As far as toughness goes, look, the cars will take a tumble. It's a shame to do it to it, but I'm going to do it. You can bash them around a bit, you know. Because they don't weigh a heck of a lot, they'll take it. But like anything, they have their limits and they can break. Parts are available for the entire car. I have purchased many FMS models myself. They've sent me a few recently, but I've purchased a bunch and I like this car. I like what they're doing. Now, little 1212 Outrunner. I'll just give you a bit more info about that. It's got a 10 amp ESC. That's ample for this, particularly on 2S. But for a little put it in your bag adventure time car, yeah. If you want to get one, see the link in the description. I'm quite a fan of this car. We'll let it dry itself out and feel a bit better about being alive. Thanks for watching, guys. Throw me a like if you got something out of this. Throw a comment. I read all of them and I enjoy replying and talking with you guys. You're actually one of my favorite parts about being a YouTuber. It's just a whole family, isn't it? I just love it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time on RCTNT. Cheers.